Hey, hey, hey. All right. If you guys can hear me, let me switch this over so I can see who all is in the room. Give me a thumbs up or a gig 'em if you can hear me. Okay. I think we are ready to go. Uh-oh. I see some of my people in the building. All right. I'm really excited about today, you guys. Welcome to our Hang virtual watch party presented by Coors Light. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but starting this fall, Coors Light is a proud partner of Texas A&M Athletics and the exclusive domestic beer sponsor. So, as we're kicking off today's hang, I would like to go ahead and let's start off with a good old cheers and a gift to celebrate the new partnership and kick off our hang. Lord, Trey is cheersing the whole 12 pack. I love it.
Yeah.
For today. I love this. All right, so welcome Aggies. This is Aggie Land. So as you guys know, Texas A&M is going to be playing those other guys. They don't even matter today. So as we are getting started, I would really like everybody in the chat to let me know where you are hanging from. Let me know. Put your city, put your state, put where you're hanging from in the chat so we can shout you out real fast. Look, everybody's gig 'em, gig 'em, gig 'em. Whoop! I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. We are here. Let's see. That's okay. Melissa's cheering for Auburn. We'll let you in, Melissa. It's fine. We'll let you in. You know, we're gonna show you some love today. It's all love. This is a friendly environment. All right. Dino's checking in from Cali, 831. We got Mark from Fort Worth. I see Jason from Texas, Mark from Richmond, Texas. Let's see. Samuel is in College Station. Okay, Melissa's in Navasota, Texas. Let's see. Oh, Angela is at the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. Hey, Angela, thanks for hanging with us. Jose is in San Antonio. Jay is in College Station, representing Aggie Land. I see you. I see you, Jay. And it's a few more of you guys, but thank you guys so much for hanging with us. We are going to have a blast today. Now, if this is your first time on Hang, let me tell you how this is going to happen, okay? We got VIPs first. If you're a VIP, you will notice a call out next to your name. Do me a favor, turn your camera on, stay on mute. And if you have a question, put your question in the chat, and then I'll call your name. I'll tell you to unmute yourself, and then you get a chance to ask the questions yourself to some of your favorite Aggie players, all right? If you don't see VIP next to your name, you still have access to put your questions in the chat. I'll read them. I'll tee them up for you. We'll shout you out and everything. And I will actually be the one to ask your questions to our stars. All right. Also, if you're joining us from Facebook Live or Twitch, you still have time to join us live. So all you have to do is go to let'shang.live to register or sit back and enjoy the show. All right. Today's hang will run through the first half of the game. So please, please, please make the most of your time. Get all your questions in. A lot of people have a tendency to wait until the end, and then you don't get a chance to get your questions in. So go ahead, start putting your questions in the chat now. That way, if you have several questions, you can ask them over time. All right? So I see some of our favorite Aggies have already joined us. Let me see. First up, we have the first Aggie running back to rush for 1,000 yards in the SEC. Played for the Packers, the Bengals, and Lions. He was recently the author of a new book that I actually just bought on Amazon. Y'all, we got Mr. Trey Carson in the building. What's up, Trey?
What's up? What's up?
Thank you so much for hanging with us. We're so glad you're with us today. And we're going to talk about your book a little bit later, okay?
Okay, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be here before we did the hang, but it's not. So I'm like, dang it. That's all right. All right. I'm gonna DM you on Instagram and let you know how it was. All right.
Okay.
All right. Up next. I think this guy's straight out of Dallas. Former Texas A&M star offensive lineman, made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 7 seasons with the Dolphins. We got Mr. Richmond Webb in the building. What's up, Richmond?
Hey, Miss Jade, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Ready for my Aggies to take care of business today.
Yeah, buddy. Love it. All right. And it sounds like somebody over there cooking. Second all-time in all-purpose yards at Texas A&M. Played 9 seasons in the NFL as a receiver, known as one of the best kick returners of all times. One of our Hang alum. Y'all, we got Mr. Dante Hall. Hey, throw up the X. I love it.
And what's going on, man? Good to see my guys, Trey and Richmond. What's good, fellas?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man?
All right,
Man, I
fellas.
hope we look better than we looked in Miami, bro.
Hey, you hear me?
All right, Dante, let's talk about it. What do you think about this game? And I'd love to hear from Richmond and Trey as well.
Well, anytime it's an SEC game, a conference game, it's going to be tough no matter what the records are. It's like playing a division game in the NFL. So I look for a highly competitive game. As long as we don't turn the ball over, and I think the defense cannot allow big plays, I think we can come away. Are we calling it an upset today? Or it's just a win? I don't know, but I think the Aggies can get the win today, being that they are playing at home.
Okay. Richmond, you had some concerns in the green room. Tell us about that.
I did. Offensively, I think we made great strides. It's, comparing what we did last year to, this year. Connors, we've definitely found our quarterback. And I think with the addition of Bobby Petrino, he's really opened up the offense and we've been more productive. Got really good receivers, stuff like that. The thing that concerns me is that the defense seems like it's lagging a little bit, and it seems like normally your defense kind of gels before your offense. So got some concerns on the defensive side, but I think we can put up enough points to win this game. But I'll be happy when that comes together.
Richmond, that's what I just said. You cheating on my paper, man. That's what I said.
That's why I let you go first, bro. You always make me look good.
All right, Trey, you gotta say something different now.
Man, for me, being a former running back, I'm looking for the run game. They got to pick it up. I haven't been impressed by the run game. We need to try to limit the opposing team possessions, take some of the time off the clock, run the ball a little bit. I want to see some explosive plays in the run game too. So that's what I want to see. Come out with the win too, of course.
I love that. Okay, so hold up. There's some people in the chat right now that are asking for predictions. So Kim H said, what do you think the halftime score will be today? Ooh, not the halftime score, Kim. Okay, that's a pretty good question. All right,
I like 17-6 Aggies.
Okay.
Richmond?
I hadn't seen Auburn yet, but I was going to at least say 14. I was going to say 14-10 A&M, but I hadn't seen Auburn play this year, but I'm going to say 14-10 halftime score.
Man, I'm seeing Wigman. He the first Aggie QB since Manziel to have back-to-back 300-yard passing games. So I hope we can start fast, man. I hope we can put up 21 in the first half. That's what I want to see.
Ooh, 21. Wow, okay.
I want to see us put up 21.
Trey. I like Trey. I like what you said, Trey. I'm rolling with you, brother.
Look, in the way Trey
we all hoping Trey is right.
Yeah, I think the way Trey doing, he might be on to something over there.
Yeah, I'll get my Birdman on. This Birdman.
That's your Birdman.
Yeah, get my Birdman on.
I love that. Let's see. Dante Jason A in the chat. He said, "What's up, Dante?" He's a fan, so he wanted.
What's up, Jason? What's up, my guy?
Melissa says she's class of '83. She said, "Will we ever get the Wrecking Crew back?"
Never.
Okay, you gotta explain what. Those that don't know, Dante, explain what the Wrecking Crew is.
Well, it's just the rules won't allow it. Like, if you go back and look at footage from the Wrecking Crew, they were literally trying to take people's head off of their shoulders. Like, you can't do that anymore. And one of the biggest things that made the Wrecking Crew was the fact that they could intimidate opposing offenses by their physical nature. We had fast, big linebackers that if you came across the middle, blow you up. We could stuff your run. We're just not getting that anymore on any level of football. They're trying to protect the players so much that it's really hard for a defense to be great if they can't be physical, intimidate you coming across the middle. So I just think with the rules the way they are, like, it's just not going to happen.
Man, me personally, I think that's like because of the spread offense. Like nobody's lining up in the I formation, two tight ends, hitting people in the mouth, being physical like that no more. It's spread offense is making the game soft. That's what I think.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree.
Like y'all need to be on TV somewhere. Go ahead, Richmond.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is I agree with Trey and Dante, and I was there when the Wrecking Crew actually got formed by former teammate Chet Brooks, and what they're saying is true with targeting and the way if we played back then. Half our guys would be thrown out the game by some of the lips they would put on people. So you can't play that way because like Dante said, there is so much about player safety. I understand that, but the way the targeting is, one hit and you're gone for the game. So you can't afford to lose players like that. So the game definitely has changed.
Like Richmond, can you imagine back in the day them sending Nia Smith across the middle
No, he's too
at
small.
his
He
size?
couldn't make it.
Too small.
Not just a
Exactly.
wrecking crew. Yeah.
And you know,
But now
these
you can
days, the game you ain't even got to be tough to play no more. You know, man. Like when I started playing football, man, it was blood alley. Everybody got fullbacks, and you taking the fullback on and you hitting it. You ain't got to be a tough kid to play this game anymore because it's so spread out. It's played in space.
Hold on now, Trey. It ain't got that soft, Trey. Come on now. You still gotta be tough to play football. You bugging, Trey.
I mean,
you don't have
you
to
do.
Hey, say this. You don't have to be as tough. How about
Okay,
that?
yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right. But think about it. When you was a kid, you grew up playing football, laying on your back, get up, and y'all go head up, and
Yes.
and it's you'll never see that anymore. Like these kids ain't taking on fullbacks, three downs out of the four. Like you ain't, you just ain't got to be that tough. I play receiver. I can be cute. I can have my mouthpiece hanging out. Man, I was strapped up when I was playing. I'm like, you got to be strapped up.
Hey, Trey. When I played, I had that pacifier mouth.
Come on, man. That big boy.
I had that big, but that pacifier. I'm
Come
trying
on,
to
man.
protect the bottom and the top.
I need that.
I love that. So y'all were talking about the hits. Did y'all see the hit against on Travis Hunter?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
You talking about that guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Dante.
Dante.
Pulled it out. Hold up.
You talking about that guy?
What? Yeah. Yeah, you from the same era.
So do you think that guys should be more responsible for the dirty plays that injure players? Because I mean, you got Travis Hunter. He was out for the rest of the game the other day, which of course, eventually we got to talk about Mr. Deion Sanders, but y'all are talking about the players not being as hardcore. Should they be more responsible for those dirty plays?
Well, I think the thing that alarmed most people on that was, Travis was out of bounds. The play was over, and then to come, lay a guy out while he's out of bounds. That's a cheap shot. And I did hear that, the young man got death threats, and it's amazing what people can do with social media now. Found out his name, his parents' names, and this and that. And, he made a mistake, but I don't condone, death threats. It's a game and this and that. I think he wanted to put a good hit on him, but I don't think he was trying to hurt him. I think he just trying to, a lot of times that was the way you impose your will on people when we played. If you can take a receiver out the game where he don't want to catch that ball, then you've actually won and taken a weapon away. But I don't think he was trying to hurt him. I think he was just trying to send a message. But I don't
That's
agree
a good
with all
point,
the
man.
stuff.
I agree with you. I'm gonna cheat off your paper now and pick it back off what you just said. That is exactly true. I think not only him, but you can tell that entire team and that defense was trying to, be physical with Colorado, trying to send a message. Obviously, the rhetoric all week led up to some bad energy. But I agree. I don't think he was trying to hurt him, but I do think he was trying to let him know, yeah, we're here. And it just so happened he got an unfortunate injury.
Yeah. And man, the way I was raised to play the game, you try to hurt them. You know what I mean? The coaches tell them, hey, go kill them, hit them, kill them. But today, man, the name of the game, you got to play by the rules, man. And obviously, the ball had hit the ground already before he made contact with Travis. So I don't know what he was trying to do. I can't, they didn't. What was surprising to me, they didn't even flag him. He didn't even get a flag for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. I love how you said, that he was just trying to send him a message, try to get in his head.
Oh, no question. It's a hit like that, and I give you a prime example. And this was when the wrecking crew was. I had left and I went to NFL, but linebacker that played at A&M, Quinn Corey out. Everybody know Q. But we were playing TCU, and a receiver came across the middle, and Q hit him. And I think he broke that kid's jaw, but it changed the momentum. TCU wasn't no good after that. And those were the type of plays that you could – that was the way the game was played back then. If you came across the middle, you was going to pay whether you caught the ball or not. And Q caught him, and he laid him out. It's on YouTube. I think it's called The Hit. If you want to Google and look it up, it was nasty. Yeah.
Well, you know it's a hit when they got a name for it.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, Stephen W. See, Stephen W. has something to say to Mr. Richmond. Stephen, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself. Stephen, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. It's right below the chat. The mute button is right below the chat. If not, we'll come back to you. Richmond, basically, he wanted to say that I guess he went to Roosevelt with you in '85. He said representing.
Okay, that's one of my classmates then.
Yes.
Yeah, he's from Oak Cliff. Yeah.
Okay, what time is it?
Yes. In Richmond, it's so funny because I'm born and raised in Dallas, so I was like, when I saw you were from Roosevelt, I was like, okay.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Duncanville.
Okay, that's okay. Everybody couldn't go to Roosevelt. I'm gonna give you a pass. That's good. I got love for Duncanville too, but yeah, everybody couldn't go to Roosevelt.
I thought you was finna give us a mess about being from Duncanville and not Dallas. Most people that go to them DISD schools, they say, "Oh, well, you ain't really from Dallas."
Oh, that's right. I am actually from Oak Cliff. I moved to Duncanville.
Okay.
Right. Oh yes.
Okay. My bad.
Oak Cliff. Yes, I was.
Girl, you from the Cliff?
I am from the Cliff for sure.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had that in you. Okay.
Dante, don't let it fool you. Okay. All right.
You fooled me. It already fooled me. Shit.
Look, you're about to get me fired on this hang. Let me put my shirt back up. No, I'm just joking. All right, Evan. Evan, go ahead and unmute yourself. You had a question, Evan?
Curious, what was the biggest rival for you guys?
Hold on, Evan. Before we answer that question really quick, I'm so sorry. You guys, it looks like A&M just scored. Can we do a chorus cheer? Giggle for the A&M score. Yes, sir.
Giggle.
Giggle.
Hey, when they scored A&M, you know the tradition, right?
I don't. What is it?
You get to kiss your date. You kiss your date after every score.
Okay.
Well,
one of the greatest traditions in college football. Okay. Exactly.
All right, Evan, we're going to get back to your question. Give me just a second. I see somebody else that just checked in. Defensive end who played for several teams in the NFL, had over 150 tackles during his time at Texas A&M. Also representing the Triple D, the Lancaster Tigers, Weibo Nation. Y'all, Mr. Daeshon Hall is in the building. What's up, Daeshon? Uh-oh, you're muted. There you go.
My fault. I'm over acting like an old person. with this camera and stuff. What's going down? What's up, Tracy?
What's up, my
boy? What's up?
Y'all see me?
Yes.
Yeah, we see you.
You can't?
Yeah, we see
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we see you.
Giggle. What's going down, guys?
All right. Okay, so Evan, we're going to get back to your question. Go ahead and ask your question one more time, Evan. I'm sorry.
Well, sure. I was wanting to know who is the biggest rivalry game each season?
When I play, go ahead, Richmond. Let's go in order. You go ahead, Richmond. I think you and I are going to have the same one, but you go ahead first.
That was easy for me, and I go back not to the SEC. I was part of the SWC Southwest Conference, and our biggest rival every year was Texas, and I was there 5 years, and we beat them 5 years in a row. And I'm happy that rivalry is starting back up again next year because Texas is coming to SEC, so we'll get that going again. The first game is actually at Texas A&M next year, so I'm looking forward to that, Evan.
Ooh, yeah, I'll be there for that one.
Was the rivalry ever as intense in your professional career as it was in your collegiate career?
I think it's a great question, Evan.
Yeah, you know what? The atmosphere to me is different. You know, A&M Texas is if like Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Auburn, USC, UCLA. So it's a great traditional deal. When I was with Miami, Buffalo was Buffalo, New England. Just we none of us liked each other, so it just depended on what division you were. Um, and then when I went to Cincinnati, it was always the Steelers, the
Yeah.
Browns, the Ravens. So it just depends on what division you're in, this and that. But the rivalries, they're as competitive, but I think I just love college football and the atmosphere and this and that. And I think the fans sometimes are a little bit more engaged, but it's a little different, but a rivalry is a rivalry.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Trey, you want to chime in?
You know, we didn't play Texas when I was in school, so we didn't really get to experience that whole big rivalry. I know we had some run-ins with LSU, and after we beat Bama in 12, it kind of felt like a rivalry every time we played them, even though they kind of got the best of us for the most part. But yeah, I can't say every game in the SEC. Well, Arkansas game we played them in Dallas. That felt like a rivalry game. I don't know. Every game in the SEC feels like a big deal.
That's what's up. Dante, did you want to come behind Richmond, or you were gonna say the same thing he said?
Yeah, it was Texas for me too. The only difference was it was a Big 12 at the time. So like he said, I'm glad that the tradition, that rivalry, is going to be coming back once Texas joins the SEC. But yeah, for me it was Texas also. And when I played, it was the home team always won. Like we won both
Okay.
home games. I played and we lost both games when they played at home. So yep, Texas for me also.
Nice. Okay, so Dino, I've been seeing you over there representing. Dino, go ahead and unmute yourself. You had a comment earlier. You can say hi to the fellas.
What's up, legends? Much respect. Yeah, I'm just an old Dolphin fan, just rooting on my boy Richmond Webb here. He's got the 1992 Miami Dolphins. I know nobody talks a lot about them, but he's got so much knowledge about them. Those are like they had like 12 number one like draft picks that they got to the team. Like he has all the stories, but our team's doing good up here. Cool show.
Thank you, Dino. That was so cool. Show us you were throwing up your hats. Let me see your hats.
So yeah, I'm a musician, so you have to have a matching hat for all your outfits. So I got about 30 Dolphin hats here from the 90s to the 2000s.
You got the old school logo. That's it. That's what it's about. Hey,
Hey, Dino, why do you have a Christmas tree on?
So see, I'm a single dad, and my kids get to start Christmas in September. So I kind of feel that they got it good, right?
Yeah.
They got it real good.
The kid wouldn't want Christmas for 4 months.
That is so cool. Okay, so the question is, when do you take your tree down, Dino? Like by what date?
Oh no, this just went up September 1st. Okay, so this is not one of those they hang around.
Okay,
but
how long after Christmas do you keep it up?
We taking this thing down Christmas Day because New Year starts. So we gotta start celebrating the New Year's. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Dino. I appreciate that. That was sweet. And shout out to you for being a single dad. We love that. All right. Let's see. Jose T, you had a comment. Jose, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, Jose?
Good. What's going on, Jose?
Going down.
I'm just coming in, man. I appreciate everything y'all have done in the past as football players and stuff. I'm originally from Bryan College Station, moved there in the summer of '88, graduated from Bryan High School. I live in San Antonio now, just enjoying the time. My son plays in the band. He wants to be in the marching band for A&M. So, man, the thing is like you were saying earlier on the comment about the Wrecking Crew, they just don't let y'all play like that anymore. Because I was around when the Wrecking Crew was on, and yeah, I used to do some real hard hits.
Yeah, you know what, you're right, Jose. And when you said 88, man, we used to hang out at a little park on Sunday sometime down there off 19th Street in Bryan. That was a hangout on Sunday back in the day.
Yeah.
So you took
Yes,
me back
sir.
when you say you're from Bryan. So I know Bryan real well.
Yes.
That's old
Yes,
school.
Hey,
sir.
Richard,
I
we
used
were
to hang
still
out around
hanging
all
out
those
that.
areas.
We were still hanging out at that same park in 96, 97, 98. That was still the spot.
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right, Mark E, you have a question? Mark E, go ahead and unmute yourself. Thank you, Jose. Mark.
What's up, guys?
There you go.
Hey, so Mark,
What's up, Mark?
What's up, Big Rich?
what's up, man?
I got a question for you, my man.
Come on with it.
Was it harder to protect Dan Marino when y'all were under center or when he was under center versus when he was in the shotgun?
I'll say it like this. It depended on who we were playing against and the opponent. Toughest guy I had to play against was Bruce Smith, and I put Bruce Smith and Reggie White. Thank goodness Reggie was on the opposite side, but I put those two as the best to ever play the game as far as the defensive end position. But a lot of times, normally, if Dan is in the gun, it's no secret we throwing the football where if he's under center, it's probably a little hesitation depending on the down and distance. You might say, well, it might possibly run or whatever, unless it was, second and long or whatever, it's a good chance he's going to throw the football. But I think anytime Dan got in the gun, those guys are going to try to peel their ears back and try to get there. I think that was the biggest difference. So I would say probably when he was in the gun versus being under center.
That's what's up. Well, Mark, we have to bring up the fact that you also have a Christmas tree. Like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Where you at, Mark?
I was hoping you would ask that. My wife and I get tired of taking the tree down and up. So we have decided that we have a permanent Christmas tree, and whatever holiday it is, we decorate it. So right now it is Halloween. So I don't know if y'all can see that very good. I know the lighting's not very good, but she just decorated it with Halloween decorations. So it'll have hearts on it in February. It'll have shamrocks on it in March, I guess. But,
that's pretty cool.
If y'all have ever taken down a Christmas tree and tried to put it up in the attic, you know what I'm going through.
I feel you, brother. At least you get to leave it up. That's a good thing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.
All right. Real quick, before I introduce who's coming up next, can somebody update us on the game real fast?
I think Trey might be a little bit ahead of us. We must have a big play. Yeah,
Trey,
play.
Trey must be streaming or have a cable. You got a cable box, Trey, because you way ahead of everybody.
Nah, I'm streaming.
Oh, okay, tell us what's going on. Give us a score. Where are we right now? And then I see somebody else that just jumped in the hang.
We winning 3-0. We just had a big run by Le'Veon Moss. Now we're down on the 28-yard line going in. It looked like about to score. We went back to pass. He hits Nye Smith for another game on 12. So about to score. Look like it. It's going good.
Running game is surprising you, huh?
That's what I wanted.
Man,
explosive runs.
Just watch that guy all the way down
Every time.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, somebody else just joined us on the hang. He is the GOAT of Texas A&M basketball, became the first Aggie in any sport to have his number retired, played several seasons in the NBA before a successful career in Europe. Y'all, we got Acie Law in the building. Also another Oakland.
Yeah, Acie from the crib. What's up, Acie?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Acie Law.
How you doing, bro?
What's up?
Look, Acie.
You back in Dallas, Acie? Where you living at?
Man, I'm in Oklahoma City now. I work with the Thunder.
Okay, cool.
Got to get up out of Oak Cliff.
I ain't mad at you, brother. I understand.
It's a lot on here, Acie. It's a lot of Oak Cliffians on here today. Just know, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. I had Ronte. My boy Ronte had a question. What's up, Ronte?
What's up? How y'all doing today?
Good. How are you?
What's up, Ronte?
What's up with you?
Chilling, man. I got a question for the Aggies, man. Do y'all think going to the SEC has affected the recruiting process for Jimbo Fisher, or do you think it's a positive or a negative being over there in the SEC?
It's a positive every time because it's the best conference in the country. So, you know, you're going to get the top guys. Top guys want to play against the top dogs. So it's a win-win. I think it helped all schools in recruiting and being in the SEC. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You got kids that's from Texas that want to play in the SEC, and you ain't got to leave. You can just go to A&M. I think with Texas joining the SEC, it's kind of going to make it a little bit more difficult, but for the most part, it's been good for us.
And if I'm not mistaken, haven't we had like the #1 recruiting class for like the last several years? So recruiting is not the issue. Might need to look on that sideline to the coaching staff.
Hey, you said so. I ain't want to say it, but
I agree.
Oh, for sure.
Hey,
right,
Dante, on a side note, I've been claiming you as my cousin ever since you was on like the little milk commercial in the lunchroom when I was in elementary. You been my
Bro.
I swear to God.
Well, what's up, kid folk? We cousins.
What's going down?
Where your people grew up? You got any people from East Texas?
My people from Florida and Seattle.
Well, you damn sure ain't my cousin. Florida or Seattle.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, Becky G.
What part of East Texas, though?
Man, my people all come from Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Tyler, right? That's where both sides of my family come from, mom and dad. And then my mom, we moved to Houston, so now my people in Houston. But the origin, yeah, my origin, East Texas.
Okay, so I ain't alone in here. I thought I was alone for a long time. I'm gonna say.
Where you from, Trey?
I'm from Texarkana.
Okay, not too far.
Texarkana, Texas. Yeah.
You know Eric Warfield?
Yeah, I know Eric Warfield.
Yeah, that's my dog. That's my guy.
Yeah. He from Texarkana. Yeah, he from the Arkansas side though, but yeah.
Don't be set tripping, Trey.
Nah, ain't you, bro? Oh man.
All right, Becky G.
AC Law. Hey, hold on. AC Law, you still cold with that left? You
Come on,
still
man.
nice with it?
Come on, man. It's like
next
riding
time
a bike.
Next time I'm in OKC, man, I'm challenging you to a game of horse for a band.
Hey,
let's go.
Dante, listen to me. No, I love watching you play, bro. Like you was fucking crazy. But I'm telling you, come to OKC, I'm gonna bust your ass.
All right. Shots fired, but let me tell you something, AC. I'm gonna tell you a fun fact. Basketball was my favorite sport. I was nice. I just stopped playing basketball obviously because of my height, but I was nice, you know. As long as nobody guarded me, I'm nice with it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great say. Okay, Becky, I'm gonna get you in just a second. If you weren't playing, like for my football players, if you didn't play football, what sport would you have played? And for Acie, if you didn't play basketball, what would have been your sport?
I don't know. Baseball. It wouldn't be football. I wasn't built for football. Like that. I love it. It's my favorite sport, but them dudes just wired differently. So I say baseball.
Man, you know, growing up, I played a bunch of basketball, AAU basketball. In high school, I was first team All-State in the state of Texas basketball. So for me, I grew up playing basketball. I love basketball. At A&M, we used to play in the ring, go play with Caruso and Daniel House, play with those guys. So I used to hoop all the time. So
Acie, they keep coming for you. I'm just gonna say I'm feeling
Nah, listen, I seen AC hoop, so I ain't gonna challenge him like that. But I know when I used to hoop, I was nice.
We put something together, man. We put something together.
I love it. Daeshon, what about you?
It would have been hoop too. I did high school ball, AAU. I had some offers to go play D1 basketball too. But I wasn't hooping like that at A&M. I was trying to get my weight up. You know, I was a real skinny guy playing in the trenches, so I had to choose a path and go to it. So, but it'll be hoop.
And Dante,
But,
you stick
but Trey being humble though, Trey was over there hooping at A&M. For real. Hey, Daniel and Caruso would tell him. I done seen Trey walk a couple guys up off that court. Get your new five.
Hey, listen, I don't want to toot my own horn and push that narrative, but really was getting it in when I was just hooping at him.
And Dante, you sticking with basketball too?
No. But I'm gonna go back, Trey. We used to run them balls off the court too. I guess that's just what we did. That's when they had Gerald Brown. Remember Gerald Brown? Well, we put a squad together, and yeah, we run it for about 7-8 straight games. But anyway, my sport, I would play golf, 100% golf for a multitude of reasons. But to keep it simple, golf would be my sport.
Okay. Richmond, what about you?
I played football and basketball in Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I played football and basketball, and I love basketball, but I was a much better football player. So if I didn't go football, I would have been in trouble. I'd have been at a real small school. And so football was my ticket. So I'm glad I was able to make it that way.
Good deal. Okay, Becky G, I'm finally getting to you. I heard you have a little surprise for Dante.
I do have a surprise for Dante. So, wait, hang on. This is how old I am. Look at the logo on my jersey that I.
The Nike logo.
Old school 12th man jersey. So that's how old I am. I worked at the 12th Man Foundation back in 1998. And I became good friends with Chris Cole. And after the Sugar Bowl, I ran into Chris Cole and my friend Dante Hall at Razoo's. It was a great Sugar Bowl. It was even better because we all celebrated together. And I texted it. I don't know if they've got it, but I'm going to put it right here where the camera is.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, look at them soup coolers. Look at them soup coolers. Oh my goodness.
When my parents developed the roll of film, they were like, "Who are you kissing?" And I'm like, "Why? What do you mean?" They're like, "There's all these pictures and there's you and this guy and he's kissing you in New Orleans." And I go, "That's Dante Hall." And my dad goes, "My dad's old school Aggie." "Oh, that's fine." Giggle.
Oh, that's awesome, Becky, man. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. I'm also good friends with Dat because I'm a Corpus Christi, South Texas girl, and Dat, Rockport, we went to school together.
Dat was supposed to be on here with us today, but he's on vacation right now. I think he's in Costa Rica or somewhere, but he was supposed to be on with us today.
So should I text him and tell him I miss him?
Be careful with that. He has a wife now.
Yeah,
be careful with that.
You gotta be careful.
Becky, you already
know his wife. We have the same
You're
name.
doing a lot, Becky. Hold on, Becky. Hold on. Becky about to get
Becky's going in,
Becky, don't be writing no tell-all books now.
Hey, don't be scared over here, Becky. You might know something.
I'm like, she and I have the same name. I've known her forever too.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, Becky. That was hilarious.
It's that South Texas connection. Y'all need to come to South Texas. I'll take y'all fishing.
Let's go, man. So good to see you, and thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. Was not expecting
You're
that.
welcome. Hey, I forgot that I had it until we were on.
Dante, you had a head full of hair on that picture.
Yeah, it all went to the chin. Migrated south on me.
That is hilarious. Thank you, Becky. We appreciate that. What a fun throwback. We love it. All right,
Y'all are welcome.
This question is from Philemon. It says, I have a question. What quarterbacks are y'all. Update us on the game. Where you at, Trey?
Hey, scoop and score.
Touchdown.
Hey.
All right. I'll let you do the update, Trey. What you got?
I was just fumble recover for a touchdown. Number 45, Cooper, scoop and score. Aggie, touchdown. Drink responsibly.
Yes, sir. You are killing me with these cheers with the whole 12-pack. It's hilarious.
The whole 12. It's the 12 men, ain't it? Ain't it the 12?
Hey, let's go. Talk that talk, Trey.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good.
That corner came down though.
Hey, he put the hat on that boy.
Come on.
Come on, man. We might get 21 at half, like I said.
Get him out of here.
Might have more.
All right, so I have one more question for the chat, and then we'll go into our trivia. We'll give away some prizes. Philemon says, I have a question. What quarterbacks are on the recruiting radar? Anybody want to take that one?
Man, I don't know.
I can tell
I
you.
don't know. Yeah.
One thing I can't do is Google it, though. Hold on. Let's see who we got coming in.
What year is Wegman? Is he a junior, sophomore, junior?
Sophomore. True sophomore.
Mm.
We don't even need to be in the quarterback sweepstakes then. We need to go get some more players on D.
They said we got 2 quarterback commits made a 4-star, Miles O'Neal, Anthony Maddox, 2 of the cycle's more talented prospects. And I think we like in the running for probably the number 1 quarterback in this class though too. So we shall see. Quarterback not the issue.
I agree.
Now we got some cues, yeah. We straight. And we just got what's the running back name we got last year? Number 1 running back, Ruben Owens. That's his name.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually he gonna turn into what he's supposed to be.
We've been able to tote that field though for a long time though.
Oh yeah, bro. We've been having a good tradition of running backs.
Let's running back you, baby. Running back you.
For sure.
All right, y'all. It's time for our Coors Light trivia. We'll be giving away Coors Light merchandise, either a hat, a cooler backpack, or some aluminum cups to keep your Coors Light Rocky Mountain cold. There's the graphic right there. So for our first question, we're going to be giving away a cooler backpack. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to read the question. It's multiple choice answers. Put your answer in the chat, and the first person who answers correctly actually wins, okay? So the Hang Support team will validate the winner in the chat and contact you post-event to fulfill your prize. And we like everybody to have a chance to win. So you will only be eligible to win once, okay? So let's go ahead and put our first question up. Fellas, you're welcome to get in on this too, except for Acie. Acie cannot on this. Acie Law's A&M career had many legendary moments, including the shot at the buzzer against which school in March 2006? Was it A, Duke, B, Texas, C, Kentucky, or D, Missouri? Let's go to the chat. Oh, y'all got this one quick.
Yeah.
All right. I think I see who the winner is. Congratulations, Mr. Ronte, who had his Twitter fingers going. I love it. Ronte, congratulations. You just got you a cooler backpack to keep that Coors Light real cool. Congratulations to you, brother.
I appreciate you quick. You must have your fingers on like this.
What's so crazy is I was at that game. I'm a former Longhorn, so I was at the game when he hit the shot. It was devastating. They ran on the court so fast. I was just trying to get out the building, man. Let me get out of here. Man.
All right, Acie, you gotta talk us through that play. What do you remember about that moment?
That funny story about that night. We called timeout prior to that play. coach asked the group, who wants the ball? And I said, I want it. And he says, we're going to Joe Jones. Like, no, we're not giving it to you. And so he draws up a play, and it wasn't for me. And it didn't work, and it ended up in my hands. And then I just had to improvise. But I always talk about, like, he didn't want to give me the ball in that play. After all the, like, I had multiple plays prior to that. He just didn't believe in it.
Man,
Glad it worked out the way it did, though.
Some people make coaching hard, bro.
Huh?
Some people make coaching so hard. Like, get the ball to your guy, man.
I hate the other dude didn't take the shot, man.
Spoken like a true Longhorn. Yeah, that's spoken like a true Longhorn. That's funny.
That is so funny. All right. Coors Light is a sponsor of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we are actually proud to congratulate two 2024 Pro Football Hall of Fame nominees here with us today. Richmond Webb, Mr. Webb, congratulations. And Mr. Dante Hall, congratulations.
Yeah,
My cousin.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
That's huge. We're also proud to
Thank you.
celebrate two other
Thank
Texas A&M nominees for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Sean Leckler and Pat Williams as well. So Richmond, Dante, you guys have to be like uber excited about this. Let's talk about it.
Big.
Yeah, anytime you make that list or whatever, I mean, it's tough. But anytime you're recognized, you know, as being one of the best to even be considered for honor, you know, you can't feel nothing but overjoyed. So I was happy to see, like, other guys, I call him X, but Dante, P-Dub, Leckler, Ponner, you know, all those guys are definitely deserving. But when you see guys from your alma mater, your little brothers and stuff like that, you're nothing but happy for them. So I'm proud of all of them.
Go ahead, Dante.
Was that a dryer? What was that?
That was me.
Oh,
Puerto Rico, sorry, it was me. They're about to clean the
What's
room.
up,
but
Dad?
I'm sorry.
oh my
I'm sorry.
goodness.
So,
Way to make an entrance, Dad. Way to make an entrance.
I got to do the formal introduction. Unanimous All-American and College
Yeah.
Hall of Famer for the Aggies, All-Pro career in the NFL, where he became the first Vietnamese American to play in the league. He is overseas, but he is hanging with us today, Mr. Dat Nguyen. Let's
Thank you. Sorry. Please excuse my tardy, but thank you. Yeah, they're trying to. We're here, and some of my friends. I got two friends that are 50 years old, turning 50. So we're here to celebrate the 50th birthday.
Nice,
So I'm sorry, I'm a little bit tardy, but we'll segue back to Dante. I want to hear Dante's story. Congratulations, Richmond, and Dante, your story.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm like Richmond. It's just amazing to even be considered among the all-time greats. I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was like, you know, this is cool, but you know, it's a lot of people that's been nominated for a Grammy and never won a Grammy. So it's cool to be nominated. I don't know if they're gonna ever let a special teamer in. Devin Hester should have went in first ballot, no questions asked last year, and they didn't let him in, and they have a history for not letting too many special teamers in. So on one hand, I was definitely appreciative, but I also know the history of the Hall of Fame, and it's very, very difficult to get in as a special teamer. So my hopes are not up too high to actually get a yellow jacket, but as Richmond said, just to even be considered, just to make the list is an incredible feeling and great appreciation.
Love that. Thank you so much, Dante. I see somebody else just joined us as well. Former running back for the Aggies who helped lead the team to a Big 12 championship in 1998. Still has the school record for the 40-yard dash. Mr. Sirr Parker. I believe that was a 4.24. Was that a 4.24, sir?
I mean, it was something like that, you know. Yeah, it was something like that.
Hey, man. Hey, how you got the fastest school record? You couldn't even beat me.
There you go. Making up stuff again.
No, Sirr was super explosive. I believe it. I think I was there when you ran it. You got out the block so damn fast.
Yeah, that was actually my first 40 of the day. The second one they were more impressed with because I stumbled off the blocks on the 4.24, and the next one I pulled my hamstring like 11 yards before the finish line and ran a 4.31, and they were more impressed with the 4.31 than they were the 4.24. So yeah, it's one of those days, man. You know, but I appreciate it. You know, Pup, you wasn't too bad. You was in the 4.3 range, man. I mean,
No, I was not. That
Nobody.
is a lie.
I don't
I was in
want
that
to knock it off.
4.42 range. I probably was. Now you were quick too, but if anything, I was maybe a little bit quicker, but definitely not as fast as you. No way, no how.
Oh,
no way.
But you had, I mean, it's the difference between running on the track and running the field, and you definitely was explosive.
That used to try to cover us. Who was the
Oh yeah,
fastest?
I see the back of your numbers every time, guys. I see your name all the time in one-on-one drills.
Yeah, hey man, we was fast as I don't know what, but sideline to sideline, it wasn't nobody faster than that win.
No, thank you.
Agreed.
Yeah. So the game has changed so much too. I think I appreciate that, but the game has changed so much. We have Big Pat. We're talking about Pat Williams, right? Earlier, the nominated was Big Pat. We have Big Pat. We have Brandon Williams. We have a Brandon Mitchell, Keith Mitchell, Reggie Brown. That man had so many good guys in front of me that allows you just to scrape and just go play. And it's not like that anymore now. It's a little bit more different. The game has changed, but man, it was some good times there in Aggieland. Those 4 or 5 years we were there was just unbelievable.
Man. Speaking of Reggie Brown, I don't think I was ever hit in the history of football harder than I was hit by Reggie Brown. we were practicing for Michigan for the Alamo Bowl.
Yeah.
And Reggie and them was accustomed to me because I was always a cutback running back. So Reggie was a smart dude. You know, he had been there for a minute. He played college ball for a minute. He's like, I'm just going ahead and wait right here until he come back because I know he's coming back. I messed around and cut back. And Reggie was right there. I don't remember what happened. I just know I got back to the huddle and everybody was like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "Did it look like that?"
Yeah.
I had to get up though because I was competing for that number one spot for the Alamo Bowl because Leland was hurt. So I was like, "Let me get up." But yeah, I've never been hit hard at any level harder than I've been hit by Reggie Brown.
Yeah, I got a funny segue to Reggie. I got a funny story with Reggie too. So obviously, I had a chance to play my first game at A&M. And we played LSU. We run in there. I got a signal from coach. I call the huddle, and all of a sudden I get somebody grab my face mask. What the F is the play? Because I have an accent. I was Asian, so he didn't understand any word that I said. He didn't know what the play was because I was so excited. It was my first time on the field, 80,000 people, and I guess I was speaking too fast. He grabbed my face mask. He cursed me out. He said, "What was the play?" I was like, "Well, that's the only thing I remember about Reggie. He was an unbelievable." Player, but now I remember my first experience on Kyle Field.
That's so cool. These are great stories. I love that. Sir, they want to know in the chat, sir, you still got it? Are you still running fast? What's your time now?
I probably have one screen for a first down left in me, but that's about it. Probably about one screen left, man. I done passed that on to my son, man. Like my son is 11 and he plays ball. I won't even race him. When we train together, I let him go first and then I go. So because once he realizes he can beat me in something, that I'll be in trouble. So I can't 4-3 right now.
That's cool. So Dad, they're in the chat saying happy birthday. So we do have to say happy birthday to you.
Wow, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Young Dad, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
And Dad, I have to say, I'm actually a fan. I'm born and raised in Dallas. So, you play for the Cowboys. So definitely have love. You play for two of the most iconic teams, of course, Cowboys and the Aggies. What did it mean to you to be a part of both of those teams? And is there one that you're most proud to be a part of?
Obviously, A&M is just so unique and so different. That's why we're all here. It seems like all of the bond that we build at A&M, regardless what generation you play, when you play, it seems like it doesn't matter. It's just family. And for me, I'm very thankful and grateful. I had a chance to play really A&M and Cowboys, also play high school in Texas too. So I had all three of my levels of competition, which is unusual in the state of Texas. So I'm very appreciative, very thankful. But there's nothing like Aggieland, nothing like brothers from A&M. It's just like that 4 or 5 years we were there. We were young boys trying to become men, and And I think when you build, Dante Hall comes in when I was leaving. Sirr was there a year after I got there, so we were there for a long bit. I see Daeshon Hall, I see Trey Carson. I recruited Trey out of a small town up there in East Texas or Texarkana up there. And we just saw that. And then Richmond, Webb, I just saw Richmond. I'm a Hall of Fame. I just saw Richmond a month ago or so at the Hall of Fame for Zach Thomas and DeMarcus Ware. And you know what? It's just that doesn't matter what level or really doesn't matter what generation you play. It's just a different bond that we have. It's so unique, so different, so awesome. Even Acie Law, he's on here, and he playing the basketball court, and we used to cheer for him and root for him when we was playing. And then Joe Wilbert was there when we were playing at A&M, and it's just a unique bond that you have. It's something that you can't explain. And I always tell people, outside looking in, you can't explain A&M, and inside looking out, you can explain it.
Right.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Kathy L has a comment. Kathy, would you like to go ahead and unmute yourself? Kathy, you had something you wanted to say to Dad? Kathy, your mute button is right underneath it's underneath the chat. Kathy. Sometimes we got to give it just a second.
Good job. Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Kathy, because I want you to be able to say your comment. Okay, I want you to be able to tell him yourself. I believe Evan had a question. Evan, you want to go ahead and unmute yourself?
I was just thinking how the game has changed, but what do you all think about all this realignment and teams going to other conferences, and then finally with all the money that the networks are paying and the conferences, is it time that the players, beyond the NIL income, but is it time that players got paid?
Well, I think you already seen them get paid, and you make a great point. Before NIL and stuff, it was basically about rivalries, and you were kind of regionally located, so you would kind of be in those conferences. But it looked like it's going to go to eventually like maybe 4 super conferences where it's probably 16, 20 teams in each conference. And you see an example of that with USC and UCLA going to the Big Ten. And then it was a couple of schools went to the ACC from the Pac-12. So, the money is good, but then you also have to think about, the scheduling of the game, to travel for the players. That's a long way. You might play one game like that, but if you're on the West Coast and you got to fly all the way to the East Coast to play against, teams in your conference, I think that could be a challenge. You probably have to go out 2 days before on a long trip like that. So that could definitely affect some things. But like you said, the networks are paying the money, and that's the way the game is going. That's the way it's changing. So I think you're going to continue to see the conferences get bigger and bigger until you have maybe 4 major conferences. That's the way it look like it's going to be. So it is. That's what it is today. I feel some of your sentiments and how it used to be, but yeah, everything's changed now. It's about the money.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off of what Rich was talking about. The money that these kids are getting these days, in my case, would have been a great help. I was a youngster that was at A&M at 18 years old, and I just had my first child, and I was a single parent at A&M, and living off of $500 a month wasn't the ideal situation for somebody in my position. And since it was a rare situation, the NCAA had no clue on how to handle it. I couldn't have a job. I couldn't receive money from anybody. So it was a situation to where I struggled most of my career in college because I had no other income other than financial aid. And having a kid, that wasn't something they really were accustomed to, especially from a male in a male-dominant sport. So that money is important to some of these kids coming from a lot of these regions, because most of our kids are coming from areas where the income is the issue. And especially me being out of state, most of the kids on my team were getting were getting help from their parents. They could go home on the weekend. I was in a situation to where I was just there because I had to go to California. I was from California, so I didn't have any extra help, and I didn't have any support system other than my teammates and my teammates' mothers. Like Dante's mother used to be one of the women that would watch my daughter doing games. So that money for some people is a big help. I know we see some of these kids living real good, and that's cool too, because at the end of the day, much as we love the traditions of sports and much as we look at how things used to be, football is a big business, and with big businesses, the history of big businesses, the product does receive compensation. And in NCAA sports, I don't think no one is a bigger product than the kids that are their plans. So I think it's well past due for the kids to get paid, and it's actually helped change a lot of generational issues that we've had within our communities because of kids going to school for 4 years and coming home with nothing. So and it's also a way to keep kids in school for 4 years. You think of it, if I can go to college and make $1 million, why would I take a chance on leaving early for a chance to make $1 million? So it would keep me at least 4 years to make that money. And then once I leave, I will be prepared, as opposed to showing up and being a bust. And I would already be set to the point where I didn't have to rely on the NFL to get me through the rest of my life. I already had a certain amount of money saved up to start my life if the NFL didn't work out. So I think the NIL is a great situation. Hopefully it's around when my son gets ready, because he's only 11 right now, but he already committed to LA. He committed to A&M when he was 6 years old. So he committed at the grocery store. He committed when he was 6 years old at the grocery store. So he's ready. We just got to hope they don't mess it up before we get there.
Yeah, and piggyback off what you're saying, sir. Think about the kids that's big stars in college and how much money they generate for the school. And after college, let's say they don't make it to the pro, so they don't, at least they can benefit off their talents and their name, image, likeness for the time where they're in school. So I think those kids getting paid is a good thing. I think they should manage, how they pay them. I don't think you should just dump a whole load of money on an 18-year-old kid. But at the same time, I think it's a good deal that they get paid.
No doubt.
Somebody said Dante looked like he just got an NIL check. Are you in the back of a Maybach? That's what they said.
You seen?
Oh man.
No. Okay.
Okay. I can't tell you the last time I rode in the back of a car. But what are you doing, Taven? What's going on, dog?
So remember I talked to you yesterday, right? Sirr was in Delaware giving a speech, and I was in Philly doing a signing. But I have to go to Kansas City. I was supposed to be in Kansas City today, and there's a tropical storm hitting the East Coast. So I had to change my route. I got up early. I found a flight that would get me out of New York early enough, but also allow me to be on this hang. So I flew to Dallas. My uncle is actually from Chicago. He's playing. The Chiefs are playing the Chicago Bears. So I met my uncle, and now we're on the airport. We're on our way to the airport to catch our flight to KC to go watch my Chiefs beat his Bears. So I'm not in the back of the Maybach. I'm in the back of my uncle's Toyota Tundra. Oh, they thought we was in a Maybach. They thought we was in a Maybach.
That's right, Dante. You get on the hang by any means necessary. Dad did it from Costa Rica. We appreciate y'all for that. That's love. That's love for real. We definitely appreciate that. Okay, I love this comment from Jason A. It's for Dad. It says, I love my Aggies and Cowboys. Could I get a shout out to my 2 kids at A&M, Tristan and Taylor, and then to my 2 little ones who are diehard Aggie fans, Tori and Tegan. So, Dad, they want to hear you say hello to Tristan, Taylor, Tori, and Tegan. I know that's a lot of Tegan.
Taylor, Tori, and Tegan. Tegan, right?
Yeah, I
Tristan,
would have to
Taylor.
write that down.
Yeah, Tori. Okay.
Tristan,
The four,
Taylor, Corey, and Tegan.
Tori
Yep.
and Tegan.
the
Yes.
four
Tegan.
T's.
Okay.
Yep.
14. All right. So to us all Aggies.
Yes.
All right. Tristan, Taylor, Tori, and Tegan. Giggle Aggies, and please follow your dreams. There's no dreams no dreams big enough that you can't reach. So follow your dreams and gig 'em Aggies.
That's what's up. He'll never forget that moment. That's what's up. Thank you, Dad, for doing that. That's cool. All right, we have a question from Tommy. Tommy, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey guys, how you doing? I was wondering, I guess it's a two-part question. One is, if you guys were giving out the Heisman today, who would you pick? And then if it's a different answer, who do you think is going to end up winning it at the end of the year?
I gotta go.
Shador.
Shouldn't.
Shador. Today, tomorrow, and forever.
Yeah.
Well, if I had a choice, right now Shador is probably one of the top players. Unfortunately, Travis Hunter was hurt, but what he's doing right now, I don't think it has ever been done. We was all that type of player in high school, but for him to do that at such a high level, it's amazing. I mean, we saw Charlie Woodson do it, but it was more spot play. This guy is playing 150 snaps a game, and he's an impact player on both sides of the ball. That is commendable, especially at the positions he's playing. They're playing the hardest position on the field, which is that cornerback position, and then has to turn around and run routes against that cornerback position. I think he would be in my top two at least. But
I agree.
it ain't no
I
time
agree.
like Shador time right now.
What
And
about,
sir,
the quarterback from USC?
Caleb Williams?
What'd you say, AC?
The quarterback from USC.
Oh yeah,
Man, I went to the SC Stanford. Hey, I went to the SC Stanford game a couple of weeks ago.
Is that the game when they had like 58 in the first half?
Dog, he looked like he was playing against a little league team, man. I'm like, he's making it too easy. This can't be, because I have a kid that I train that plays for Stanford, and I went to go see him, and I didn't see him. I saw this dude, Caleb Williams. I'm like man, when I tell you, he making it too easy, it's unreal.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch him play Tulane last year in the Cotton Bowl, and he is so accurate. And I tell people all the time, it's like, he's so accurate, and I haven't seen anybody as accurate as Drew Brees since Drew Brees left. This kid is as accurate as Drew Brees. Like, he puts the ball in the money every time.
Sir, how does he look in person? Like, is he a big quarterback? Like, who does he remind you of?
Hey, man, evolution has made these kids to the point you don't know who plays what position anymore. These kids are huge, man. Like, I'm down.
Caleb is huge.
Caleb is a nice sized kid. Like, you wouldn't think he was a quarterback. Like, he looks. Wow. He's on a.
Look like an end or something.
Yeah, based on when we played, he's a DN, tight end type kid, man.
Wow.
But when I tell
Keith Mitchell, he looks
when I
like
tell
Keith Mitchell.
you, man, he's out there looking like a Keith Mitchell, man.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, with accuracy, I've never been to a college football game where everything this kid do worked. Like, I'm like, man, has he missed a ball today? Has he? Man, I think he made the line jump off sides. So I was like, okay, he is human. I mean, this dude didn't make a mistake the whole first half. And I say the first half because he didn't play the second half because it was 53-0 by halftime.
Ooh,
but
that's
against
crazy.
a school like Stanford, But I mean But if you look at his accuracy, Shador surprisingly just as accurate. I'm watching Shador throw 60-yard bombs in the basket.
Poised too.
Man, this dude is making all the throws, like all the throws. Usually we'll see a kid that, transfers from a school or has a lot of hype behind them and they can't throw the long ball, or they only can throw the long ball. Shador is pretty accurate in making all the throws.
Sir, he has a damn cheat code.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is true.
Tom Brady is your mentor. Are you kidding me?
On speed dial. Tom Brady's on speed dial.
That's true. Unbelievable, man.
It's crazy, Shador. When I was my kids go to a school in Dallas when Dion was coaching at Trinity Christian, the high school, before he even went to the college level, and Shador was his quarterback. And I think he was a sophomore in high school. He was a starting quarterback. He was little, and And it's amazing to me to see the development because I remember going to the game and watching the game and they beat us, our high school team. But somebody asked me, what do you think about Deion's son? I was like, I think he has mom's genes. Just to be true. And I was like, oh, and then now I've watched him here the last few weeks. I was like, oh my Lord, the development, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever it was, or when I saw him first, I didn't think he was going to be anything. But then now you watch him, like, man, he's pretty remarkable. The development, he understands the game, the last drive against Colorado State, the composure that he has. A lot of guys that age, you try to force things, he just let the game come to him. And it was fascinating to watch. And I was like, man, I was shocked how good he was or how good he's become in the last few years.
And y'all know how it is when you play at a high level and you making them plays and you got that confidence rolling, you feel unstoppable. And to me, it makes you play better. Like it's like
it does.
You balling and you get that confidence. And I don't know, man.
He definitely don't lack no confidence. He don't lack no confidence. Oh,
for sure.
All right, speaking of Deion, we have a question from John. John, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
Sure. And first of all, it's so great to have an excuse to drink Coors Light at noon.
I think we need a cheers.
Hey,
Cheers.
John, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, John. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Got that right. So can any of the pros explain, speaking of Deion, just explain the phenomenon of how everywhere he's going, especially right now, he's just like exploding? What is it about Deion?
I think he took the seatbelt off. I feel like the big programs in college football, it's like a certain type of way you got to carry yourself. It's a certain type of way you got to treat people. It's a certain type of way of just doing things. Like this is a main script. This is a blueprint on just how to do things. I feel like Deion took like what made him work. He can understand the players and the different type of backgrounds. I feel like there's a lot of coaches that really can't understand like this certain type of demographics of the type of players that's at their university or whatever. So he understand them, their background. He know how to motivate them. And then he's over here making it fun though. He's not doing like the status quo. I feel like he's kind of like bringing the LA Lakers to college football. So
I'm glad you said LA Lakers too. Good job.
Yeah, reminds me a little bit of the Fab Five. You know what I mean? The Fab Five, Michigan. How the coaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I tell Deion's story.
I think what it is too, guys. Like, think about this. Jordan really never coached. Who are some of our all-time greats? Tom Brady. The greats normally don't coach. So the fact that you have an all-time historically great, not football player, athlete coaching you, that's why he's able to transcend and reach out to these kids. And then I saw him in the interview say something that I think I'll pick it back off my kinfolk. What he said, Deion makes an emphasis to stay young. He likes being around the kids. He doesn't come in with that typical status quo coaching style, old school. He lets them have fun, put the shades on, do the shador. He allows them to be kids, and it keeps him young. So I think there's a pull and a push as far as old school work habits, but kid-like fun environment. And I think those two things is what makes Deion galvanize teams.
Dante, man, I'm out here in California, so I'm in Hollywood. I've been to the NFL. I done met a million stars and celebrities in my life. I done been in movies. I done did commercials.
You got
a couple years back, I did a well, whatever. I ain't getting paid for this. We ain't gonna market that right now. But anyway, I did a Bridgestone tire or something commercial with Deion Sanders like some years back. And that was the first time in my life I'd ever been starstruck. Like, man, that's Deion. And I'm a grown man at the time. I'm like, man, that's Deion. It's an aura about Deion that is just unexplainable. Like, when you meet Deion, and I didn't even meet him like, what's up? It just, he was 5 feet from me. And I'm like, man, that's Deion Sanders. And he brings that to his coaching style. I was sitting back with a couple of friends the other day. I'm like, what other coach or person can come in and coach a team and have the same impact as a Deion Sanders right now? And we couldn't think of not one person that could come in and have the impact that Deion has.
Right.
Like, Deion has not only does he has the Showtime, Laker, Hollywood vibe about him, Deion also has the cultural attachment to where you can go into any community and talk to your grandmother, and talk to your mother, and sell them.
Great
and
point.
And the fact that I think he has a kid, the kid Horn on his team whose
Mhm.
father is in prison or something like
He's
that.
in prison. Yep.
Jimmy,
Yep.
Jimmy
And
Horn.
you see Dion hugging the kids on camera and having the father, their father's son talk with these kids. I can't tell you the last time a coach hugged me, man. Just that little simple gesture is something that stills the hearts of parents. And he has this gift. We thought he was a great athlete, but he seems to be more of a great man that's leading a bunch of kids and doing something that hasn't been done in Colorado in a long time. Like I grew up with Darian Hagan came from my school, so I was in Colorado. I was with Colorado in the '90s when they were booming, and they go from that to not winning nothing but one game last year, and now the highest college ticket in college football right now. The Dion impact is definitely powerful, and we'll see in a couple of years how powerful it gets because he's definitely the ticket right now.
Is he headed to the NFL as a coach?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
According to him, he said hell no. According to him.
Hey, can I
think
ask
he
one
really
other question?
He really enjoys working with kids. He really does. Like Dad said, he's been working with kids for 20 years. So this is not something new. It seems new for people that don't know, but he really enjoys working with kids. Sorry, go ahead.
Can I ask one other thing real quick before we lose Dante? I was just showing my wife Dante Hall highlights on YouTube, and it reminds you how freaking crazy you were. So my question, Dante, is just how the heck did you do that? You're muted.
So, yeah, I'm unmuted now. So, my daughter's in tennis right now, and one of the things the coaches tells us to do on our off days is have her watch YouTube films of Serena, Coco Gauff, so on and so on, right? Now, I never had a coach tell me that, but that's what I did. I watched the Barry Sanders, Warwick Dunns, Napoleon Kaufman, and I just would go out and try to mimic what I saw. So I think that's as simple as I can put it. Being a little guy, I just mimicked the guys that look like me.
But it's surprising that you now would want to play golf, because in golf, all you do is stand still. You're out of control.
Well, I walk and carry my bag. So it's my form of exercise. It's how I stay in shape. And I can't go out and shake that win anymore. But I can play golf until I'm like 100 years old. So it's a great sport to stay in shape, and I can still compete.
Thank you.
He was definitely the Barry Sanders of punt return.
Look,
Hey, I gotta run.
Okay, Acie, we know you have to run. Thank you so much for hanging with us today.
Before AC leaves, I got to give him his flowers, man. I've never met AC day in my life, but back when he was competing against Kevin Durant and them back in the day,
Come on,
man, I was out here in Los Angeles going ham, man. I was like, man, this dude right here is the guy. This dude right here is the guy, man. I don't care about no Kevin Durant. Man, I got AC Law on my squad.
For sure. Man, I had a good time, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Y'all take it easy.
Acie, can we ask you
Good
one
to see
more
you,
question?
Acie.
Acie, can we ask you one more question before you go? CBS Sports, they put out the preseason college basketball rankings for Texas A&M. They put them at number 15, all right? Team had 25 and 10 last year, returning 4 starters. How good do you think that the Aggies will be this year? Dante, you got to mute. Dante, you got to mute yourself, Dante. Here we go.
I think we're gonna be good. Like Buzz is a fantastic coach, in my opinion. And the fact that he has returners, Wade Taylor leading the way.
Langston.
I got big expectations for this upcoming season. I think they're gonna be legit.
Okay, cool. Well, Acie, thank you so much for hanging with us. Gig 'em, cheers. Thank you for representing again the GOAT. And I love that how you gave him his flowers. Like we all give you your flowers. Like seriously.
Appreciate it, man.
AC.
I love that. That's awesome. Somebody said, how did Dante get to the airport so fast?
He ran.
That's that Maybach.
My uncle only lives 15 minutes from the airport.
Oh, okay. And you got through
Dante's in that
security
Ford
that
Maybach.
fast. It's crazy.
Oh, that's that clear. That's that
That's
clear.
it.
That clear is
Oh yeah, you gotta have that
TSA
clear.
and that
You gotta
clear
have
boy.
that.
I love that. All right, we have some more questions. Becky G, you had another question. I want to let you go ahead and get your question in. Becky G, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself again.
Oh wait, I had a question. Now I forgot. I'm enjoying listening to the guys talk. And Dad, happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you so
If
much.
you need me to, I'll go get some noodles. It's a mile away and come back and enjoy your noodles here in Corpus. But this is amazing just to like see y'all here walk. Oh, but here was my question. It was to Sirr. How many times, Sirr, do you go back and listen to that Big 12 game just to hear him say, he's made a touchdown! He's made a touchdown! Because that, I can tell you where I was. I was watching the game in the Bahamas. On my cousin decided to get married on an Aggie football weekend. It was in the Bahamas. That was okay. But that bar in the Bahamas went insane when that went on. And it would have been so amazing just to have been there. But to be able to rewatch it and to feel that momentum from it. And I know they played enough before we play every game, but it's still so powerful. How do you feel when you hear it?
Well, I mean, you don't know how. I guess I didn't understand how big of a play it was back then, especially being from Los Angeles, where football isn't as prevalent as it is in Texas. That play actually made me like a household name with a lot of people, to the point where I have if you could look at my inbox on Facebook or Instagram, you will see how many people who have named their children after me, their dogs. And when I tell you, it's an honor, because when I was a kid going to Six Flags and they sell the keychains with the names on it, they never had a Sirr. They never had a Sirr. I'm like, y'all keep naming these kids Sirr. I'm going to get me a keychain at Six Flags one day. Just keep on that. But to answer your question, man, I see it. I mean, you can't type my name in YouTube without seeing that play. And it was one of the biggest moments of my career. And I didn't really pay attention to it at first, but I have a son that's so internet savvy and he's into football. He shows me stuff I didn't even know that went down, and that even exists. So, I mean, every time I see it, it's definitely a great memory, especially with my boys that I played with, and especially who it was against. I still talk to every now and then talk to Michael Bishop, and he always keeps it. You didn't get in. You didn't. You wasn't supposed to be in. I'm like, even if I was down, I tell him my ring says I got in. So I mean, the conversation is over. But it was such
and I
an
bet you
amazing
other
time.
people. So here's the thing: there's other crazy Aggies just like me, crazy Aggie football fans just like me, that can tell you exactly where they were when you did that. If they weren't
That's usually how the conversation starts off too.
Because it's just one of those so memorable moments that. And I've been watching Aggie football since I was 9 months old, so that tells you how crazy I am. I could quiz guys on quarterbacks and information. No one wants to ever get into an Aggie football conversation with me because I run circles around them. I think when I was living in Dallas, Dat introduced me to Kevin Smith, and I hung out with Kevin Smith for a while. And Kevin loved it because he's like, you don't want to talk about the Cowboys? I was like, I don't care about the Cowboys. Can we talk more about Aggie football? Because I just want to talk Aggie football with you. And
until the Aggies win another championship, I think my name will still ring a couple of bells in Aggie land. At one time, Johnny Football had me scared for a minute. I'm like, man, he's gonna take all the little flame I got left.
You got him, buddy. You got him.
You know what's crazy? Even now, you hear it and you watch it. For being a guy who was on the field and experienced it, you get goosebumps, and I can still get chills, and the back of your hair sticks up when you hear it. When he got the touchdown by Dave South, it's so amazing that it's an iconic play for us. But it's going to be great for A&M football I think for the history of the A&M football. That play is always going to be remembered.
It's those memorable ones. And I mean, Dat, you had a bunch. I lived every single one of your games there at Kyle Field with you in the stands. But, when you got those memorable ones that it's just, the hit one that you just see that on video and you're just like, oh. that are just so memorable for Aggie football and loving them. So.
Well, yeah, Quentin Coyote, right? The get heard around the world, right? Have the Thursday night football against TCU. It broke the guy's jaw on that slant. That's
that is being humble. That had a Cotton Bowl game where he had 20 tackles and an interception. 20 tackles and an interception from a 5'11" linebacker is amazing. It's beyond amazing.
It is. And Dat did amazing stuff. I mean, just being able to watch him.
Icon.
I wouldn't have done it without anybody, though. All the players know, whoever, all the players on here, we all know that we're only as good as the players around us and the players that we practice against. And you think about me doing what I do, and every day I practice against Sirr Parker, Dante Hall, Tiki Hardeman, Eric Bernard. Like that, we had a great running back, and all this offensive alignment that we had too that was so good. So it's a collective group. Somebody, a part of sport that they always have to recognize somebody to represent the team. But for me, it's always been my teammates and the coaches that gave me a chance to play and perform and got better and compete. That was the best part about it.
Well, we all know Dat is a Coastal Bend guy. He's Rockport, but I'm Corpus, but we're all Coastal Bend. Dat could probably not walk in any sports bar in Corpus Christi and our surrounding area, and there not be a picture of him in his Aggie uniform up on the wall, if there's Aggie gear or cowboy gear up on the wall, and because he is loved that much in the Coastal Bend, and he knows that. So, and he's always been a great friend of mine.
Thanks so much, Becky. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Real quick, Sirr, can you please give a shout out? There's a guy in the chat named AK, I believe is his name. He is going nuts. He's like, OMG, that is Sirr. I can't believe it. Like, bruh, that's Sirr Parker. OMG. Like, it just keeps going down. Like, he has all the last 20 comments about you. So can you please give a shout out to AK?
Well, first of all, AK must have got the money I sent him to do all that. So that's money well spent. But hey, man, I appreciate it. I'm beyond honored to even still be recognized at this point. I didn't realize we've been out of school for almost 30 years now. So I definitely appreciate anybody who shows me love. And AK, man, hopefully I made you proud as a player.
That's what's up. I appreciate that. That's love. He'll never forget that. All right, we're about to do another Coors Light trivia, but before we do, Trey, can you update us on the game? What's the score? Where are we? I know we're a little bit less than 5 minutes left in the half.
Yeah, just went to commercial. Still winning 6-0. I thought we had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. They called that back. I ain't get the update y'all on that, but yeah, I think it's our ball too. So.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, appreciate that. All right, you guys, it's time for another Coors Light trivia. We're going to be giving away some Coors Light merchandise. For this second question, we're going to be giving away those aluminum cups, all right? So you can keep your Coors Light Rocky Mountain cold. And again, whoever's the first person to put the correct answer in the chat actually wins. So, fellas, this is a good one. I think all of the fellas can also chime in on this one if you would like to guess, all right? We'll pull up our second question.
I'm sorry.
Hang team, can you pull up the second question? All right, here we go. In what Texas city was the first Coors Light sold? Was it A, Austin, B, Houston, C, Dallas, or D, San Antonio? Okay, I see a bunch of letters being thrown up. Oh, this is hilarious. He's an unofficial winner, but that is actually the unofficial. No. Did he get it wrong? No, you got it wrong, actually. That's hilarious. Good guess, though. Good guess. Look, they're right all by each other, right? It looks like Becky G is actually our winner, of course.
Yes, all this.
Becky G is VIP today for sure. It was 1978 when Willow Distributing received the very first shipment of Coors Light. And speaking of good names out of Texas, you know, Dante's from Texas, Acie, Richmond, Daeshon, Trey. They're all born in Texas. Represent. I was born in Texas too. So I got to ask the fellas that were born in Texas: were you guys A&M fans as kids growing up, or did it just kind of happen that way? And obviously, you're locked in for life. So, did you guys grow up as A&M fans?
I did not. When I was a kid, my mom would take me and my brother to the Grambling and PV game in Dallas. So we would go to that at the state fair. So that was the only experience that I ever had, like watching college football and stuff like that. Till I had a cousin go play running back for TCU. So I liked TCU, and I transferred to A&M, so they kind of adopted me in. I went to Oregon first, and transferred in. Best decision I ever made, but I did not grow up an Aggie fan.
Okay.
I didn't grow up being an Aggie fan either. I actually wanted to go to Michigan. That was my school that I really loved, and if not Michigan, Florida State. But the way I ended up at Texas A&M was my high school coach, rest in heaven, Vernon Simon, actually was a Texas A&M alum. He played 80 through 85, and he was on that team that stopped Bo Jackson versus Auburn, speaking of, 4 times on the goal line. So he was a big A&M guy. He played under Acie Slocum, who was the defensive coordinator at the time. So that was a connection, and I ended up getting hurt my senior year, and A&M was pretty much the biggest school that was still offered me a full ride and a chance to play as a freshman. And that was all because of my high school coach.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay.
I wanted to go to Grambling. I grew up living in Dallas. I went to the PV Grambling game too, and my mom went to Grambling for a couple years to finish up her bachelor's. So I spent some time in like kindergarten and preschool going to like the little games. So that's where I wanted to go. But when A&M made the shift to go to the SEC, and I didn't have to leave the crib, I was an A&M fan or I was an A&M fan for.
I know that's right. Who else on here was
I'm here.
Oh yeah, Richmond. Richmond.
Yeah. I think for me, when I was growing up, I was a huge Oklahoma and SMU fan.
Sir, how did you end up all the way from California? Is Richmond breaking up?
Man, they lied to me there. They lied to me.
He said they lied to me.
They lied to me.
Sir, what they say, sir?
Hey, man. So you got to look at it like this. If anybody who knows about Texas A&M knows around January, they have Black Conference Weekend. And that's when pretty much like all the Black colleges from down south come to A&M for the weekend. So if they want you, that's the weekend you come in during your recruiting trip. So I came down there during Black Conference Weekend, and they had so many parties, it was off the chain. And my host at the time was Calvin Collins, and he was like, I'm like, man, this is always like this. He's like, it's like this every day, and I'm like, oh, I'm there. I'm there. I got the A&M boy. The only
like
other Black person I saw was my teammate. But it was too late. It was too late. So the coaches would tell you they knew what they was doing. That was part of their recruiting. They knew what they was doing.
You supposed to go 30 minutes down that road to PV, 40 minutes.
Hey,
man, where you think I was at all the time, man? Where I was at?
Okay, Richmond, we got you back. Richmond, how'd you end up at A&M?
Yeah, well, like I said, I was a big SMU, Oklahoma fan, and Eric Dixon, Craig James, Lance McHaney called the Pony Express. But when I got to high school, it was a lot of former guys that came before me that played at A&M football and basketball. And then I took a visit, and Johnny Holland and Steve Bullitt showed me and Aaron Wallace around, and we went to the same high school and ended up going to Texas A&M. Had a great visit, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Cool. Love that.
He didn't get it.
All right, so Trey, we got to ask you about your book. You have a book. You're at look. We need to add author to your bio. Congratulations on Rising Above
Thank
the
you. I
Rock.
appreciate it.
I actually ordered your book on Amazon. It's supposed to be here today. I thought it was going to be here before so I could get a virtual like autograph or something. But definitely. So tell us about your book.
The book is basically about being a competitor, and I was talking to some of my good buddies, Michael James. He's getting inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. He played running back at Oregon, and I would talk to him about like just competing. Like when you go to college and you get in that room, everyone is a star where they from, and what makes you rise to the top above the other guys. You know what I mean? Like so. That's basically what the book is about, being a competitor. And got a section in there about how it translates to the real world in corporate America, like how just all about being a competitor.
That's good. I love it. Nobody ever really talks much about the transition, life after football, life after sports. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's not an easy transition. That's a pivot.
Right. Because you can't play football forever. You play it for a short stint of time, and I think it's important for people to, learn to pivot, and you just can't hang your head on it. It's a great game, and it's took care of me and my family for a long time, and it changed my life. So, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to pivot and move on to something else.
That's good. So tell everybody where they can get your book so we can all go support you.
You can go to Amazon and get it, Rising Above the Rivals, and order that and read it and send me a message on what you think about it. DM me on Instagram or whatever, and leave me some good reviews. So
love that. Yeah, we definitely want to go support that. So speaking of reading, Dad, I was reading a little bit about your background, and your parents were refugees that fled Vietnam, 1975. And then you end up playing in the NFL, the very first Vietnamese American to play in the NFL. So 2 questions. Well, first one, I want to hear a little bit more about your story. But second, did you get a little pushback? Did people used to be like, man, who is this guy trying to play football? Like, you know what I mean? Like, tell us what that, what it was like, being the first Vietnamese American to make it to the NFL. Like, that's great.
Well, yeah. So, well, if you guys didn't have a chance, there's a documentary on that we made this past summer on 12thman.com at A&M. So it tells you a little bit more story. But my family came over during the war in the fall of Saigon in 75, April 25th, 1975. My mom was 6 months pregnant with myself, and I had 5 other siblings. So we left Vietnam to come to America, and unfortunately, there's more to the story if you guys see it, but it's just a difficult time for us to come. And we came to Texas after I was born in a refugee camp in Fort Chaffee, Arkansas. I don't know how much time we got, but there's a lot of stories they share. But we settled in a small town of Rockport down south in the coast. That's what we did for a living in Vietnam. So I was a deckhand for my brother from 4th grade all the way to 7th grade every summer. So I go to school, and then in the summertime, it was for 3 months straight, I was a deckhand. So he didn't want to pay anybody, so I had to be one, and he'll buy me a pair of shoes and a couple pair of pants for school. And that was my pay for the whole summer. And for 3 or 4 years, I did it in my 7th grade. And I said, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. I have to find something else to do. So thank God that I found a football. I had a chance to play football because I knew during the summer that I had to work out. So I wasn't going to be in the strip mode anymore. So I decided to play football. And for me, football didn't come. It was just, I had some great coaches. I had some fun time, but it's just something that gave me a chance to, I learned the game as I go, and I think I just absorb it as a kid. But being the first American, first Vietnamese to play the American sport, it was tough. It was hard because when I got to Texas A&M, it wasn't as glow as I was a recruit, but I wasn't really a high recruit. I wasn't fit to play. I had a red shirt. It was the best thing that happened to me. I made a commitment saying that I want to be able to play one day. The guy that was in front of me was an All-American. I come out of high school, was a 5-star recruit. Unfortunately, the day before opening kickoff of LSU, my redshirt freshman year, it was just his sophomore year. Coach Slocum, after practice, said, hey, let's go run sprints. So we ran sprints, and he steps on a sprinkler head, twists his ankle, and he couldn't play. And that's how my career started at Texas A&M. Wow. Was that sprained ankle, and I knew how hard I worked. I used to work out 6 a.m. I went to class at 8. I came back at 12. I came back 4 with the team. So 3 times a day, I knew I worked out that first year, just a chance to play, and I wasn't gonna let it go. So my career started then, and obviously we knew how the career ended. And when I got to the Cowboys, it was just unbelievable for me. A kid growing up playing on Saturdays with the Aggies, and then on Sunday, guess what? We were watching the triplets, and Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Mike Irvin and Dion. Dion was my cornerback. I called the plays and Dion was lining up. So I used to tell people all the time, I used to tell Dion what to do. But what was amazing is that I was so starstruck. I got to the game. A lot of you guys play football here. All of us do, really. And it was practice at A&M. The playbook was about this thick. The Cowboys was about that thick. So much bigger. And we were doing 7-on-7 our first mini camp. And halfway through the mini camp 7-on-7, the coach Camp will go, hey, he was the defense coordinator at that time. He said, Dad, get in there. So I was like, man, I played 50+ game at A&M. I know what I'm doing. So I go in. I got the signal from coach. I broke the huddle, and then I turned around. And first thing I saw was Troy Aikman. I looked behind him was Emmitt Smith. I looked to my left was Mike Irvin. They snapped the ball. I didn't even move. I was like, man, I was on the same field with all these guys. I was so starstruck. But it was great. I wish I wish I was a Jackie Robinson for the Asian American for NFL, for football. That's what I was hoping for, that the barrier is broken, the other kids would dream and play, and just unfortunate.
Uh-oh. I think he froze. Okay, so we're gonna let Dak come back. Oh, there you go. Okay, now you're back. You froze for a second. It's okay. We know you're in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just wish I know where I started. I know I got froze, but I was hoping being the first Vietnamese American was going to be the Jackie Robinson of Asian America for football, and but it didn't happen that way. But hopefully we'll find some more Vietnamese American kids or Asian American kids play. The game is so good. The bond, the camaraderie that you make, the fellowship, the brotherhood is so much. The adversity you go through life, the hard work, the commitment. There's so much life skills that the game of football has helped me, and I wish that more Asian American would have the chance to experience it because everybody you talk to, every time I talk to someone, it's like, oh, they want to be a doctor, they want to be a lawyer. It's like, hey, they give you a chance to do something else too, but it's kind of funny. But the game, it's so great. It's I owe everything in my life to the game of football.
No, thank you so much for sharing that. You're definitely a legend. We are so glad you're hanging with us today. I got to ask all of the fellas before we go, because I know that we're at halftime already. How was it hanging today with your former Aggies, having a great time? Did you guys have fun today hanging?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Good. Well, we're going to have these guys back on October the 7th. For the Bama game. So we're looking forward to having you guys back with us. Before we go really fast, I want to remind you that game time is always a great time for a Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Make sure to go to keepingtxchill.com. That's keepingtxchill.com to order beer directly or click the ads in Hang. And as always, make sure to celebrate responsibly. Again, I'm loving Trey cheersing with the whole 12-pack. It's been great all day. I want to do one last trivia if you guys don't mind, because we want to go ahead and give out our last prize, which is our Nike Coors Light hat. So we'll go ahead and put the trivia question up. This will be our last thing for our hang. And trivia question number 3. Which player on today's hang was mentioned in a Lil Wayne song? Was it okay? The answer. Stop smiling, guys. Laura, you're giving away the answer. Was it A, Dante Hall, B, Trey Carson, C, Acie Law, or D, Richmond Webb? Who was it? Trey, you can't win. Daeshon, you can't win either. Clearly, we have some Lil Wayne fans in the building. Becky, you've already won. You can't win either. All right. So our winner is going to be Jose. Congratulations to Jose. The answer is
Jose.
Mr. Dante Hall. All right. Real quick before we leave, do you remember the lyric, Dante?
Of course.
Don't say the first word of the lyric. You got to do the clean version.
Yeah, you got to lead that
clean
word.
version. The clean version. How can I lead in the clean version?
So just
female dog, I'm like Dante Hall. I just threw up the X.
There we go.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. I love that.
And you
So,
know what's been
Adam-
great about today? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I love how we have like different in every era of the Aggie alumni. We got Richmond representing the 80s. We got me, Dad, Sirr representing the 90s. And we got guys from the 2000s. I think that's what's made it great today to get a perspective from each era. It's been amazing. I probably had the most fun today on this hang. I've done this for a few years now, and today was by far the most fun I've ever had.
We love that. Now,
Hey, Richmond, you play with TP?
Terry
Yes,
Price.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You gotta tell me one story. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. That was my coach.
Oh yeah, man. You know, TP came. You know, really got to thank TP because when I came to A&M, I came as a defensive lineman, and Terry came in a year after me, and he was all state out of Plano, this and that. And make a long story short, that's probably one of the reasons I moved to offensive line. So I got to thank him for some of my success for playing behind him. He got me moved over to offensive line, but you know, we got drafted the same year. You know, that's my brother, and you know, I still miss him, but I know not only as a teammate, but seeing the young men come and give their testimony during the funeral about how much he meant to them and how many lives he poured in as a coach. You know, it was just great, but he'll be truly missed. But yeah, I love TP just like everybody else. He was that type of teammate, that type of coach, this and that, and they just don't come along that often like him.
Nah, facts. He most definitely taught us how to eat nails, though.
I love that. Well, Dante, I'm going to copy your paper now and say, I agree. This was absolutely one of my favorite hangs. Thank you so much for all you fellas hanging with us, for our fans, Coors Light for making the event today possible. Don't forget, there's more football coming up. Join us 2 weeks for another Aggie party on October the 7th. All right. If you want to go ahead and get those VIP tickets, make sure to go to let'shang.live to get those free tickets now. Dante, Richmond, Trey, Daeshon, Dat, Sirr. We had Acie on earlier. All of you guys, thank you so much for hanging. I think I said Trey too. Thank you so much. Y'all have been amazing. One last cheers, giggle, and we'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. All right.
Thank you.
Safe travels, Dante.
Giggle.
Bye.